Hey everyone, I hope that you are doing well and managing this whole kind of insane and interesting situation as best you can. Obviously the semester is going to continue on in this new sort of online way, and so I wanted to get the ball rolling in terms of introducing what COMM 203 public speaking is going to look like now that we've moved to this online format. But first of all, let me just say that I'm actually really sad that we're not going to be able to finish the semester in person. I was really enjoying our class, actually a whole lot. It was some of the most fun and interesting speeches that I've heard so far, and I was really enjoying getting to know everyone, and so I'm actually really bummed that we're not going to be able to finish the semester in the way that we intended. But we're going to try and make the best of it in terms of moving online. Now, I know that you are about to be inundated with a lot of sort of poorly made online videos and online instruction, and my goal is to kind of mitigate that and be better a little bit. I've talked in class about how I have a little bit of a background in video production, and so it's kind of hard to maybe spruce up some of the stuff that we're intending to talk about in class in these last few weeks, but my goal is to do that and make these videos at least mildly useful and interesting to you. So hopefully that works. But what I want to do in this first specific video is just kind of give you an overview of where we're headed for the rest of the course and give you a preview of some of the changes that are coming up. So the biggest one, I think, is that the course is basically becoming asynchronous. So we're not going to meet at our prescribed time anymore. You either don't have to wake up for that, or you can do whatever the heck you want. But we're moving asynchronously, so all of the course material is going to be posted online, and you can move through it sort of at your own pace. There are going to be due dates for the particular things that you have to do, but all of it's coming up at once, so you could basically get through this entire course in this first week back if you really wanted, or you can space it out according to the due dates that we have. It's really up to you. But that's the biggest change, is this, just that literally the format of the course is changing. We don't have to talk at the same time anymore or meet. It's all going to be sort of independent work on you, which is a lot less fun, I think, especially for an endeavor like public speaking, but it's kind of where we're at, and so that's what we're going to do. But in looking at the syllabus specifically, so obviously we're through the first two assignments. I've already contacted the groups that had to go for their last group speech that I missed because I was sick, not with the virus, strep throat, different. So we don't need to worry about the first two assignments, but everything else obviously is going to shift some. So the first big change is that peer evaluations are gone for the third speech and the fourth speech. And if you hadn't completed peer evaluations for the second speech, that's fine. I give you full credit for that already. It wasn't fair to those who'd already completed them to eliminate it. It also wasn't fair if you hadn't completed them, that you weren't going to get an opportunity to finish them. So I just gave everyone credit for the peer evaluations to this point, but from this point on, they're gone. The way that the rest of the semester is going to work on a week-by-week basis is there are video lessons or assignments at the start of each week, and all of these are going to be posted concurrently, so you can see them all at once if you want to. The idea is that you ought to watch them and then complete the assignment that's associated with that video lesson for each week. So there are four lessons, actually I think there's 5, and then there's our 4 associated assignments. They're short, they're relatively simple and straightforward, and you can complete them at your whim. Each of them for each week is going to be due by Friday at midnight, or 11:59 p.m., according to the eCampus clock. Again, all of these are going to be posted all at once, so you can do them in any order, so long as you complete them by the designated time each week. So there are 4 of them, and those are going to replace the final paper, and basically all the extra, any other sort of extra stuff that was going on in the class. So you're going to watch the video lessons that I put up, which again will hopefully be relatively interesting, and then you can go forward and complete the assignment as you can. Now, again, these are all going to be uploaded all at the same time. You can literally do them all in one day if you want. You can do them whenever, so again, just so long as you hit the main deadline. Speeches. So for most of you, except those of you that I've already talked to. There are 2 speeches left, speech 3 and speech 4. The assignments themselves have not changed, so the prompts for them are going to remain the same. The 3rd speech is about a policy, making a policy argument. The 4th speech is basically a Shark Tank. One of my other classes has a fish bowl assignment. Sorry, I got that confused. But it is a Shark Tank speech where you're pitching something. So the assignments themselves have not changed. How you're going to turn them in has, right? So first off, the timing of them has changed a little bit. So each one needs to be 7 minutes with 1 minute on either side. So it can be 6 to 8 minutes. The amount of sources has remained the same. 5 sources for your policy speech, 3 sources for your Shark Tank speech. And so what you're going to do is you're going to record yourself giving the speech however you can. Whether it's a camera like the one that I'm using, or your phone, or your laptop, whatever. It doesn't matter. You do not need an audience of any kind. You can just deliver the speech to me. And what you're going to do is record the speech and then upload it to the Google Drive folder that we've already established. So the one that I'm using to give you your speech videos, you're going to turn it into that folder. So if you need a link sent again, just let me know and I can send that on your way. That's not a problem. And what I need you to do though is when you do turn in a speech, email me to let me know that it's in there, because I don't get notifications if people make changes to those folders. Your speech dates are going to remain the same. So if you are scheduled to give your speech on April 3rd, you need to turn it in by April 3rd. If you're scheduled to give it, April 10th, turn it in by April 10th. So the speech dates all remain the same. I didn't want to mess with those or turn those around or anything like that. But again, you can work ahead. So you could turn in speech 3 as soon as I get feedback to you. You can turn in speech 4 and just be done if you want. But the main thing is, right, the speeches are going to be turned in online in this way. Obviously, you need to shoot them in one shot. You can't have any cuts or edits or anything like that. And I'm usually able to tell. I have a pretty good eye for those sorts of things, and more than likely you wouldn't be able to do that anyway, but all in one shot. And then the other thing is you're going to upload all of your speech components online. So your PowerPoint, your outline and bibliography, and your speaking notes. And there will be eCampus assignments for you to be able to turn those in. And they'll be clearly labeled and you can see that. The biggest thing with visual aids, right, is I understand that you might not be able to display like a PowerPoint or something while you're giving the speech, and that's totally fine. I would prefer that you don't edit them in. So you can act as if they're there, you can indicate to me that there's a slide here or something like that, and when I'm watching your speech, I will have your slides up to see how they sort of meshed with what you were planning on doing. Now, if you can find a way, like if you can project them onto your TV or something while you're recording and you want to use them, that's totally fine, but that's totally up to you. I'm not requiring it to be sort of synchronous with what you're doing in delivering the speech itself. So I think those are the main things with the speeches. Again, the due dates are going to remain the same based on your assigned speech date. If you have any questions or issues with that, or you need to change things up, that's totally fine. Just let me know. One other thing, right, is don't forget that the SONA research hours that you are required to do haven't changed. That assignment has stayed the same. Some of you have already completed those, some of you haven't. So if you have questions about that, again, just let me know. And if you have any technical difficulties, please get back to me as soon as you possibly can about what that means or what that looks like, and we'll try and find a workaround. My goal in moving this class online is the fact is that our experience of what the class could be or should be is different. It's just going to be different now, and that's totally fine. The intention now is just to simplify, make sure we can get the best experience that we can get given the extreme circumstances that we find ourselves in. And so I'm going to try my best to be as flexible as possible in this, and I hope you can sort of do the same and give me a little bit of grace as I work through the kinks in this process. And hopefully we can kind of figure this out all together. So again, if you have technical difficulties, if you have questions about speeches or assignments or uploading things or any of that, please get in touch with me as soon as you can. My office hours are going to be on the syllabus, and basically during those times I'll be available via email, or if you want to schedule a time to chat via like Google Hangouts or something like that, we absolutely can. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have or give feedback. My accessibility is kind of my goal. Like being accessible is one of my main goals. as well as just making the rest of the semester as smooth as possible given the circumstances. So I hope that, again, these videos can be useful and instructive. I'm actually really looking forward to them, to making them. I'm about to. And it's kind of strange. My house is actually weirdly equipped for this. I actually have a marker board in my home office that I usually use for lists and things like that, but is going to come in handy in this way. And again, please don't hesitate to be in contact. And I'm bummed that the rest of the semester is going to have to happen this way, but it is what it is. And I hope we can get through it together. So thanks, and I'll see you soon via other videos.